Y'all, this video is not going to be sideways, it's just going to be full screen. So, I'm sorry if you don't like full screen videos, but it's the only angle that I could get in my car right now because I have a bunch of stuff in my car that I still have to clean out. I have a busted lip. I didn't get punched in the mouth or anything. I actually ripped my lip out, or ripped my lip ring out in my sleep, which I'll show you pictures of that now. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So, we have been car camping for, I'd say, about 2-3 weeks now. And we never had any issues. We've been alternating between like Walmart, or we'll go to like a 24-hour gas station, um, or we'll even, go to a hotel parking lot. And um, I wanted to talk to y'all about how to handle the knock on your window in the middle of the night. Um, in my situation, it was more like a bang on my window, like bang, 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 bang. Sheriff's Department, open the door kind of thing. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, it was horrible. Like, there was a thin line between a policeman doing, or a police officer doing his job, and police brutality. That's just the way that I see it. And I'll explain why. So, my friend and I, who I've been camping with, she works out of Walmart, and she's the department manager, and she goes to work at 5 in the morning. Well, um, it was the first time that we had actually stayed at her Walmart. And we were kind of on the side. We were like on the side, but we were still kind of like where there were lights, but we weren't in front of the Walmart. We weren't technically in the back of the Walmart. We were more on the side of the Walmart. And we had our covers up. Um, we had our windows up and everything, and we were like dead asleep. Like, we were both tired. I had the flu and pneumonia. I was in ICU for about 3 days because I had the flu and pneumonia, which I'm still getting over. And then she ended up getting the flu and an upper respiratory infection. Like, this stuff has just been going around everywhere. And really, all we wanted to do that night was just sleep because we were exhausted. Like, it seems like almost every day we were in the emergency room getting breathing treatments for her, and I was feeling bad at the same time, and then my lip situation, and we were just exhausted. And, we decided just to go to her Walmart so we could go to sleep and wake up and not have to, go inside a gas station to use the bathroom, or, go somewhere else to change. We can just, do it right here at your Walmart, and then you can go to work. But this incident happened at like 3 in the morning. And with us being women, you hear a lot of horror stories about, these people who are acting like cops and doing all sorts of horrible things to women. And, that kind of went through my head whenever this guy was banging on my window like that. I almost thought he was going to break our window because he was doing it with his flashlight. And he was screaming at us. Sheriff's department opened the door. And so I kind of woke my friend up and I'm like, hey, there's a cop outside our door. And I opened my door and he looked at me and he didn't give me his name. He didn't introduce himself. He's just like, what are y'all doing out here? And we explained the situation. You know, she works here. She clocks in about 2 hours. You know, we're just taking a nap before, you know, she goes to work. We're exhausted. We're sick. And after, you know, I explained that to him, he's like, do y'all got y'all's IDs on you? We gave him our IDs and he kind of swiped them out of my hand and went to go run his warrant check and whatever else he had to do. And he came back and he's like, well, what would your store manager say if I called him and told her or him, told her that y'all are camping in the parking lot? And my friend was like, well, I'm friends with the store manager. You know, I'm friends with the store manager, and she lets other people stay here overnight with no issues, including, you know, other employees. And basically he just brushed that off, and his response was, if I catch y'all back out here again, I'm going to throw you in jail and charge you with criminal trespassing. And at that point, we were just like, okay, we'll get out of here. And he's like, I know each and every car that is in this parking lot. This is my B. Whatever B means in cop language, I don't know. If you guys are familiar with that, please let me know what that means. But he's like, this is my B, and I know everybody. Like, he was trying to be intimidating is what it was. And so we ended up leaving. We went to the other Walmart that we stayed at, and my friend was coughing, and we had to do a breathing treatment for her. I have a power converter in my car, or not in my car, but I have it in her car, and we hooked up the breathing machine, and, you know, like, the Bane mask was over her face, and we were just letting her do that so she could quit coughing. And there was another officer who came up to us, and I guess he saw that, you know, we had the breathing mask on and everything, and he's like, are you guys okay? And we kind of explained the situation to him, and you know, we're like, we're just tired, and this guy was a dick, and, you know, he didn't even give us his name, and we were too afraid to ask. And we explained the whole situation, and he's like, he can't do that. He's like, he cannot throw you guys in jail for criminal trespassing just for staying somewhere, for staying in a place of business. He's like, you have to have a complaint from the actual manager or the owner of the store, and then, you know, be charged with criminal trespassing if you keep doing it. He can't just do it right off the bat. But we didn't want to question that because, again, like I said, it was a thin line between him doing his job and police brutality, and he was just being rude. Like, he was being very mean, and that's not something that I'm used to. That's not something that she's used to, for sure. And so the other officer told us, he's like, you know what, y'all can stay here. He's like, I'm going to make sure nobody bothers y'all. He's like, my name is Officer Murray, is what he told us. His name is Officer Murray. And we were really thankful about that. So we've been staying at that Walmart, and, you know, you have good cops and you have bad cops, you know, and that's just how it goes. You're going to run into cops who are really nice, and who are just checking on you, and then you're going to run into cops who think you're scum and who think that, you know, they're above you. And if you run into an officer who is like that, I want to tell you, do not fight with them. You know, the way that their arrogance is, and they have, their, what am I trying to say? Their position gets to their head, and they think that they could just do whatever they want and get away with it, and they can intimidate you. Just don't fight back with them. That's just my suggestion, especially being a woman. I would rather not. But definitely know your rights. Definitely, you know, understand that you do have rights. And even if there is a police officer who likes to treat you like you don't have rights, you do. I would also make sure that you do get permission. This is actually something that somebody told me on Reddit. Make sure you get permission from the owner or the store manager of the store or the place that you're staying at. Make sure you get permission in writing that it's okay for you to stay there. And also make another copy in case you run into a cop who might rip up, the original statement you have and said it never happened. You know what I mean? So just ask for permission. Make sure you're doing things the right way. Even if you have the flu and you have the pneumonia and you have all the germs and you're sick as can be, and you get encountered by somebody who's just has no compassion for who you are and who really honestly doesn't care. And we were in a good neighborhood. It's not like we're in a bad area. We're in a really good area. And it just makes me sick. But that's my rant. I'm sorry if this video came more across as a rant, but I also wanted to make it a point that this stuff does happen. You have to be prepared. Shit, the very first night that we were camping, we got the knock on the window, but he was just making sure that we were okay and whatever. But it's gonna happen, especially if you're in the city and you're in a Walmart parking lot, or you're somewhere in the middle of the night with blacked out windows. It's gonna happen. And just be careful, be safe, and happy camping. Try to make it the best that you can. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening. Bye.